For the dynamic sky, we have the single one. We're going to actually put in an image that is going to be multiple, which is going to allow it to actually have an animation cycle between it. But before we do that, dynamic sky, one thing to keep in mind is the setting. Let's go ahead and set this to a -5. That way when you drop it in, it'll just, whichever layer you have, it'll make sure that it drops in on the furthest point back so that there's no issues with it, any kind of Z buffering issues or anything on it. And that would just be if you see flickering or something, then you can set the layer back further. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to our backgrounds and choose multiple. So again, multiple we're going to be looking at the moment, I'm going to go ahead and bring these in separate. Eventually we'll be able to bring them in together because we're going to have an update on it so that you can assign an image to it. We don't need the square one right here just yet. What we're going to do is work with this one. Now this one is actually a lot of squares. It's just a really long rectangle. And we're going to use this one as the tile type for our dynamic sky. Now, by default, I can go ahead and do the same thing I did with the auto tiles. I can just right click and copy the properties from dynamic sky and right click and paste them onto here. So what happens when you have this, you've actually got a square system where there's 8 different images here, and it's just automatically going to calculate the height and the length and divide them up so that the dynamic sky can transition between each one of those. All right. If we go to our description, we'll just say multiple here. We'll say it's the full sky. Alright. And then on, again, settings, we just have it at that -5 right there. And then if you go down to the bottom, the option here, you have the sky for the, let's see where we've got it at. There we go, time of day. The time of day and on the weather, there is a day length in minutes. And this one, when you put it in, you'll notice it's going to transition between the 24-hour period rather quickly. If you find it goes too quickly, just increase the amount of time it's going to take so that it can actually go as a transition amount to kind of match the speed that you're looking for. Alright, and then we'll actually go ahead and, since this one's going to have the day and night, we'll go ahead and enable the stars. And the stars, when it gets to nighttime, then the stars will just automatically come up from it. Alright, so there we go. That'll give us 2 dynamic skies that we can use now.